who do we have over here?
Well, it's actually Vasyl too, so it's Vasyl also.
Right.
And you know, like we work together. We started working recently, and I think what's important when like in building a team, I like the concept of 3 C's, and that each of the C's stand for character. First for chemistry, character, and capability. If you have 3 of those, I think that would be a good fit. And I saw it in Vasyl, especially from the standpoint of him being a musician and a singer. And I felt like if I work with somebody from traditional marketing, that person may not bring the novel perspective. And if I work with a musician who is comfortable producing different videos, and I felt like he would really be able to bring a novel perspective to business.
Cool. So Vasyl, could you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do for Vasyl?
Yes, sure. I'm, as Vasyl said, musician. Also, a worship leader at the church that I go to. We met with Vasyl like already 2 years ago, I think. And over this period of time, I knew him from the different angles. He was a translator. He knows like a couple languages, and also like he's doing as for fun sport, boxing and running, which is really really cool. I think, you know, knowing just the person and then knowing what he's doing for the business and for the community, it's giving you more like round perspective and integrity that you can know the person, and then you can trust him, and then you can build relationships, and then you can help other people with that.
Cool. So how do you two work together?
Years ago, maybe.
Yeah. So essentially, the idea is, you know, for like Vasyl is helping me create the marketing infrastructures to gain more online presence, and you know he's helping me especially from a marketing angle.
Yeah. So we really want to see more people get this freedom from their debt and tax problems, because if I can use like metaphorical language and some metaphysical language, which is when you feel burden on your soul, you just cannot do much things. You just stuck there, you know. And when you, let's say, when you pray and ask God for forgiveness, you feel freedom and you feel this relief, and you can move ahead in your life. This is something that I like about Vasyl and also about the Ponce Bank, that which has this perspective to helping people go out of desperate situations when there is like no hope. Sometimes you just giving them opportunity to grow, to invest, build from bottom up. Something that I would say is a true holiness, because we can see like let's say a metaphorical language, fake holiness, that you think that there is only like something ideal and you do nothing and you just like on the top of the mountain. But the true holiness is when you actually like go like to the streets and you help those people in the need. So this is what I like about Vasyl.
Very cool. So it sounds like you're helping Vasyl with marketing. So what kind of contents have you created together so far?
We just made actually a couple of videos, and we just start to develop the YouTube channel, Facebook, and like social media presence. It's just growing because we started not long ago, but
you see, so like it's just realizing for me, it's like I think it's good when people know their strengths and weaknesses, and I know that it's not my forte, you know, to create good quality videos. You know, it's just not my thing. So like, how do I cure that weakness? Well, bringing somebody on the team who is strong with videos and video production and things like that. So like vasyl is very essential part that was like missing for the business in order to gain more online presence and really put the value proposition out there so the clients can see if that's something for them or not.
That's great. So I think you're both immigrants in the city,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So could you talk a little bit about, what it's been like building your new home here, your like wholeness that you talked about in a new city, and how, where you are in the journey now, and like where you see yourself in the future.
Yeah, Vasyl was sharing his story a little bit, and my story is kind of similar. I'm an immigrant from Ukraine. I came like 3.5 years ago here, and I started just working with American people. First, I rejected being in the Ukrainian community because I wanted to learn English and wanted to be in a culture which is cool. It's different, but it's cool. And so far, I'm just doing many different things. I have many hobbies, which is sport, which is music, which is theology. Like it's something about God when you're learning about God, and also like I had some background in marketing and financial consulting. So and that's why I kind of somehow connected with Vasyl and we started working together.
Yeah, I feel like Vasyl is a role model for immigrants because anytime you come as an immigrant, you feel as if you're being thrown into the river, and you can't swim. So you're floundering. You're drowning, but eventually, as you keep on trying, you start swimming. It's kind of swim or same kind of situation. In the Ukrainian community, you have one of the lowest coefficients of speaking English in the country. So somebody like Vasyl, dedicated from the very start to learn English and really immerse himself in the culture, he is a great role model for our Ukrainian community, especially as we are witnessing Ukrainian refugee crisis, and more Ukrainians are fleeing the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine.
Sure. What you said about assimilation, about becoming American, learning the language. I relate to that a lot. Could you talk a little bit about how you chose to work with Vasyl, even though initially you had this desire to only speak English, only work with Americans, and what that's been like?
Honestly, I just see a great leader because sometimes it's the best thing you can do. It's to know and target what you're fighting against, to know your enemy basically. What I see in Vasyl, it just he's very focused and he knows how kind of his enemy. I'm using a lot of metaphors here, but focus that he has and passion for the people to help them get out of this sometimes difficult situations. It's inspiring me also to be around him.
Yeah, I think what he is touching on is that biblical notion of God siding with an underdog. So it's like James was a younger brother and Esau was an older brother, and yet God chooses the younger brother, to be the leader of his people. So is that notion, okay, we have like underdogs, the people who were like ended up with adverse circumstances in life, and then we see if you can help those people out. I mean, especially if you were one of those people, but you made a measure of progress, and then feeling that communal responsibility and connection to help others too. So I think that's the notion that I like that Vasyl was touching on.
Mm-hmm. I think siding with the underdogs is such a compelling story. It's definitely something that Ponce stands for too. What do you think is the thing that the the underdogs in New York City, like whoever they are, like what's the support they need, or if maybe it's not support, maybe it's something else. Like what is the thing that they need in order to win?
See, it's private public partnerships. It goes back to the idea of teams. You see, Michael Jordan said, "Talent wins games, but teamwork wins championship." So it's just realizing as a person, if I want to build a building, I can go. I mean, can I as one person go and build a building? I need to have a very good and strong team. So that gets us to the idea of private public partnerships. So, for example, refugee crisis, Ukrainian refugee crisis. Well, how do we house these people? Most people came to New York City that fled the war in Ukraine. Well, the city steps in with sponsoring some programs, but entrepreneurs are building buildings, and then city subsidizes the cost of living. And then because of those private-public partnerships, something is happening. In this case with Ponce, we talk about Ponce being the hub of information and resources for entrepreneurs. And then if these people succeed as entrepreneurs, they become encouragement and inspiration for the next generation of entrepreneurs. So a lot of these refugees come here, they already took a lot of risk. One of the hallmarks of business people is risk, is taking a risk. They already have that, but they are scared because it's a new country, new market, new opportunities. They don't know how to go about that. But if they get a little guidance and direction, many of them who wouldn't start a business otherwise would actually be able to do that and contribute economically to the community if we can help guide those people from experience and resources that are available to us.
What about your personal experience? Because you're, I think, a more recent immigrant. What are some of the things that have helped you to come to where you are now?
Mm-hmm. I think it's very important when you have somebody on your back, when you have friends, when you have like a community also. Sometimes even a good word or advice of a friend, sometimes somebody need to listen to you in order for you to be understood, and then get more resolution of your needs, of your problems. And in a city as New York, I think sometimes we tend to be very busy with work and stuff, and people who noticing needs of a different, people who's hurting and sometimes emotionally and spiritually. So this is even the notion and further conversation can help really people to see another perspective. So the more we have people with this perspective, I think, just to be open to the needs of other people, this is going to help more relief in different areas.
Yeah, I really like what Vasyl said about encouragement and communication. So back in 2010, I was taking a communication class at Wingate University that I graduated in Charlotte area. And there was one sentence there. There are two types of people in the world, people with enlarging attitude and diminishing attitude. Which one do you want to be? And you see, it's like that encouragement that Vasyl was talking about. I have some friends in Colorado, and a lot of people think it's the mountains, and it has like Mount Evans, 13,000 feet, and it's pretty nice and green out there in the mountains. But what people don't realize that in the valleys in Colorado, droughts are very frequent. So if you want to have nice lush vegetation in your yard, you really need to sprinkle the area around your house for months sometimes to have lush and green vegetation. So that encouraging word helps people thrive and prosper. If somebody doubts himself, we say, you know what, I think you can do it, you can still do it. And sometimes it makes a difference between actually venturing out and maintaining the status quo. So that's like, I really like what he mentioned about that. The words of encouragement, sometimes it's something as simple as words of encouragement, somebody is doubting himself with a lot of uncertainty, and it takes a supporting friend and say, you know what, I think you can do it. And that plants the seed in a person's mind that, yeah, like, let me at least give it a try. If nothing else, I gain valuable experience.
Yeah, I believe like every person really has a destiny, you know, certain plan that they need to accomplish, and often we find ourselves in situations when we don't know what to do, and you know, I'm again gonna add this, like God sometimes sends people in our lives to remind us that we worth something, that we matter, and our lives matter really because we have things to accomplish in this world. You know, there is always tension, like between good and evil, and we need to sow into good in order to overcome certain things. General like
Adversity in life. Yeah.
adversity.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I think we got everything we needed, so I think that'll be it. But thank you both so very
Yeah.
much. I know that
Yeah.
you know it's
Yeah.
it must be tiring, you know,
Yeah.
just talking so much in the camera. But you both were great, so thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate all the arrangements, like.